And we're going to be sharing about our story and events. And for those of you that don't know me, I come from a very traditional business background. I was a lawyer, and I ran traditional businesses in the financial services arena, and I was a consultant. I knew nothing about events. I knew about going to an office and going to a meeting. Yet I want to thank almost everyone in the front row and OTG System 7 for teaching me the power, and us, the power of the event and the power of plugging in to the electricity.
So, when my husband decided that he was going to leave his business partnership to do New Skin full-time, I wasn't particularly excited, but I went with it. But I actually already knew the power of events, and I learned some great lessons that we all know already coming into the business. I got an email from a friend who said, "You have to come to my art opening." And I said to myself, because there was no need to respond, "No, I'm not going to go. I'm busy, I just got back from vacation, I can't do that." So this guy calls me, which is a much better way to approach an event, says, "Are you going to come tonight?" And I said, "Oh, I just got back, I'm like, blah, blah, blah." And he said, "Thinking of what I might want to hear, you should really come. I'd like you there." My friend Jeff just moved from New York. He's very good looking. Appealed to me. I was, by the way, about a week and a half from being 41 and single. He's very successful. He comes from a great family, great guy. You should come because business-wise, this appealed to my guilt. Business-wise, I think it'd be a good person for you to meet, which, if you knew what I was doing then and what he was doing, was a ludicrous assertion. I mean, it was just like, no way in the universe I would ever work with this man. So I went to the event, and I met the person who became my husband. So, you want to show the picture? The slide? No, back. Yeah, that one. So,
Back?
Okay, so I met this man, and soon after he decided to join New Skin. After a couple of very hard years, after 2008, getting beat up by the financial industry, 2010, we went out to Hawaii with Sandy Tillotson, who said, "You need to look at New Skin." So he did. Anyway, he came back from a TEU, and he was on fire. I mean, I could feel the heat, but I wasn't warm. I was like, man, he's on fire. There's heat coming off of this guy. You could feel it, but I didn't have the experience. So I thought, I really need to get an experience. And an event. Next slide. So, what do you see here in this picture?
Desert.
Desert, some rocks. If this is your life and you live here every day, you see a desert and some rocks, right? Mm-hmm. Gets pretty ordinary. It's kind of, events help you break away from the chains of your daily life to see a new perspective. This is the same image. This is the same location from a different vantage point. If you are living your day-to-day life, you don't even know what's out there. You don't even know what's possible. And that is the power of getting a different perspective, and that's the power of events. They give you a different perspective. So we went out to this event at New Skin.
And it was our Success Summit. It was one of the first ones. And, I was very successful in my career. We were involved in life insurance, member of the $1 Million Roundtable. Every event I went to, I was, okay, we're sitting in the front. So we walked by this tent. They had this hospitality tent. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember. And we walked by that, and I'm like, what's that? There's food. There's like waiters and waitresses.
I see Donna Eckwertzel coming out of the tent. She's like, got a glass of whatever. And I was like, how do we get in the tent? We got to go in the tent, right? It's a VIP tent. How do we get in?
Past the tent, and we continue to walk up to the front. And it was a little different setup. We get up to the front, and there are two big security guards. And I just figure, and we're wearing our tags, and we've been in the business maybe 60 days, an executive, and he flips it over, and he's like back there. And we were at the Southtown Expo, so it was a really big setup. And I was pissed off. I sat in the back, pissed off, the whole event. Yet, because that happened, we made a decision. We will never, ever sit back there. We are going to do whatever it takes Because I didn't like sitting in the back. It sucked. There was nothing good about it. I wanted to be up front. I wanted to have the experience. So, another defining moment happened at the event. And we just heard from this great guy, Buzz. But I want to talk about the people in the back. I want to talk about more. And this isn't kind of a sick story, but you never know where you're going to have your experience at the event. You kind of have to have your eyes open and your antenna open all the time. So I go to the bathroom, and I'm standing at the urinal. There's a guy sitting next to me, and he's wearing one of these, but it has a lot of diamonds in it. I'm like, I have no idea what that is. We walk out of the bathroom, and I said, you know, you seem really successful. I would love some advice. I just started my new ski business. You know, what can you share with me? He looks at me, and those of you who know more, don't quit. Don't ever quit. Right? And it seems very simple. And for those of you hearing that for the first time, what I want to say is write down notes from the event, because these aren't just words, these are very valuable lessons. That hit me about 2.5 years in the business of don't quit, because it's much deeper than don't quit. So being at an event has an experience that you can only experience by being here.
And I had a moment at that event too. And mine was actually when Sean Brady told the story of going to Sumatra after the tsunami in Southeast Asia and being able to check out of his business for months to help rebuild. And I have a trauma counseling specialty and a marriage and family therapy license. And I've always wanted to be able to go somewhere in the world for 6 months, 3 months, whatever it took to get people back on their feet. But I've never had a career that I could step away from and do that, let alone with my husband. And when I found that was possible, like the money didn't matter to me, but I was like, that's possible, that he could come back to his job? I didn't even understand, but I was like, that's what I want. So that moment, all of the other stuff was logic. That moment for me was in my heart. I was like, I want to do this. That makes a difference in the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's big when something like that can happen. But that's not going to happen by you calling your friend. That you build your business through these events. And I hear this all the time. I'm committed, I'm coming to the event. So this is what commitment of coming to an event is. And there's no 3 ways or 2 ways about it. You've purchased a ticket. You have your airline booked. You have a rental car. You have a Greyhound bus ticket, or you have your bicycle, but you're coming. You have a hotel room. You've gotten the days off from work. That's committed. And until you commit, no one else will even come. No one else, don't even bother making a phone call because it's a waste of your time. And don't wait till you're making money from your business to start attending events. By attending events, your business will pay you. Don't get confused about it. And I know it's a stretch, and I'm not saying to be financially irresponsible. That you have to be here. This is a crucial part of your business. So as part of the event cycle, which is just genius, we leave the event. Are you guys going to be excited when we leave here tomorrow? Are you guys going to be excited? So what do? What happens? You know, you have all this excitement. Our business starts off with one-on-one meetings. Right? I will do a business presentation, a half-face demo, planes, bathrooms, streets. I don't even speak the language. I don't care where I am. I have to get my presentations in. So when you go back, you have to start building your business through the one-on-one presentations, demos, scans, webinars, phone calls, whatever it takes. And then what's going to happen, and what happened for us, is there was no business briefing in our marketing. So what do? We started one, and we made a crucial mistake. We're like, yeah, a hotel. I dealt with very high income clients in my prior career. So we started a hotel. Bad mistake. We lost a lot of money. We didn't really understand sideline support. So what we did is, we didn't quit, we retooled. Because we knew the business briefing is important, because you have too much daily activity that you need the leverage aspect. And you also want to build community and culture. So we brought it into our home. Right? And this was fun because you build relationships. And when we brought it into our home, it was like my wife and I at first staring at each other. 7 o'clock, 7:30, no one's there, what are we doing? And then it started to build. And we posted it on OTG, and we did sidelines in our home. And it was fun. And that's the next logical part of the business.
The problem is for me, the problem was at the beginning of the business, I would come to an event, I'd be like, yes, I can do this. I'd look around and say, wow, professional people do this. I'd look at people like you and think, oh, I should talk to someone like that. That's a great person. And I saw these people with these amazing backgrounds, and I got my confidence. And then after about a week, it started to dip. In 2 weeks, it dipped more. 3 weeks, I was struggling to make calls to people I might not even really want on my team. And then I got the good advice of go to every TEU. And at the beginning, for me, it was critical because I needed to have my belief built back up. So we went to every TEU to get our belief built and to be around the energy, back up, please, and to be around the energy and to be around the energy. And because I learned through my own experience and others, people can hear things from other leaders that I've been telling them for months, and they don't hear it. And then they hear it from someone on stage, and they're like, you know what I heard today? It made all the difference in my life. And I was like, I've been saying that every day for 6 months. But they hear it from other people. So I learned that at these events. And it does help build your leadership. And this, some of you have seen before, my first experience on stage without Jeff, and I made Ed give me a hug because I was shaking like this. Why am I up here alone? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not ready. But I took every opportunity to be doing the next step of leadership. And within 6 months, I was on stage, I was having a great time, and it totally changed me and made me believe I could do things. And it made me see parts of me that I didn't even know existed. And so it was such a gift to be going to events and plugging into this energy. The other benefit is you make friends at events that you'll have forever. And I was just reading Mandela's Way again, and one of the things he says is you inherit beliefs from those you spend time with. I want to inherit the belief that anything is possible and that dreams can become reality. And one of my visions with our business is that we don't have children. So if I can help other people's children get their dreams and not lose track of their dreams, then I've done something good in the world and I have a legacy. So I want to be around people who know that anything's possible. And another part of events that's so critical is we're able to serve each other. And other teams and other leaders have served us, and we've had the honor of serving other people. And it's made such a difference in my life and in our business. So Jeff mentioned our first event, we were at the very back row. Our last event, we went to convention in Japan. This is the front row within 4 years. And I would say we were in excellent company. I was sort of pitching, I was like, they put us right next to these guys? Do they know who we are or not? I mean, we're right next to these guys, but I think the most important thing, I learned two things at this Japan event that really got me. One was from the Japanese leaders who told us when after the tsunami in Japan and the tidal wave, go back, when other companies were pulling their executives out of Japan, our founders went into Japan to give away bite meals and money. And I looked down the row at this event, and Truman Hunt was kneeling in front of his leaders, thanking them, asking how they were. So my belief in New Skin grows every time through what I see here in you, but also what I see in the leadership of New Skin, because I've worked for large pharmaceutical companies, I've worked for small businesses, I've never seen such service in the leaders anywhere but in New Skin, both corporate and in the distributors.
So why do we come? This is our premier OTG event, Success Summit, or in other parts of the world, Success Olympics. We come to have fun and celebrate. And if you're not having fun, you have to screw your head back on and have some fun and enjoy it, because this is a crucial part of our journey. And I love these events. They're my favorite. I schedule my life around these events. This is us in Vietnam, and just having fun and meeting new people and enjoying culture, and being around other people that inspire us. This is a good friend of ours, and you see Dean there. We did a traditional dragon dance for the Vietnamese group. It's something that I've never done. I didn't understand the power of the events for others and for myself. And these events you cannot miss. It's not an option. This is my wife and I at another event, and I just love looking at the pictures because it brings back memories. Every event makes me a different person. It gives me some more belief that I can do something that I thought I couldn't do or that wasn't possible. Yet, the real importance of events is vision. You need vision from these events, that you could leverage the system so you could build a global business. You heard some very successful team leaders up here sharing. They have business all over the world. You cannot be in every place at the same time. So how do you do it? Dean said he has groups in Vietnam. The system is going. It's bigger than you. And that's what you need. You need the leverage. No other business in the world, I was a business consultant, I got paid a lot of money, has leverage. I was in the oil business, it was great, but now not so good. Oil prices dropped. Nu Skin is an incredible business vehicle if you leverage and understand the power of these events. It's super important. And there's lots of different reasons to attend events. And it's your responsibility being here of what you want to get out of the event. And I always share with people, when you come with a list of questions. When you leave here, get those questions answered. And it doesn't have to be from on stage. It could be in the urinal. It could be wherever. It could be from anyone. Right? But get those questions answered. And what I've found is that to be a successful Nu Skin distributor takes 3 things. And I would write these down. Number 1, as Jeff Mack shared, personal development. If you're not growing and developing yourself, you don't have a chance. You're not going to make it. And I know I've made new commitments on my personal development, how many books I'm going to read this year, how many seminars I'm going to attend, and how I'm going to work on myself so I can better serve. Second thing, action. You have to take action. Terry shared the workflow. Present, invite, present, follow up. You need to do that. Third thing, attend events. You must attend events. If you are committed to your business, you will be at every event. All excuses are created equally. We've been to literally thousands of business briefings in different languages, and sometimes, believe it or not, I don't want to go. But as a leader, everyone's watching you. You need to be there.
I think our business changed when I realized all I had to do was become a good inviter and edify everything. Because once you get them somewhere, that does the work. The tools do the work. So if you can be a great inviter and be edifying in who you are and always be uplifting other people and being part of the Nu Skin culture, which is to be enriching and uplifting, that will change your business and that will help your business grow.
So ask yourself, when you're planning out your life, is the event cycle your personal life cycle? I mean, I could share with you my calendar. I couldn't fit it. I was playing around with it. I didn't have enough time. I wanted to share with you what it looks like. Every market that our business is in, I know when the BB is. System 7 workshop, first Saturday of the month. When's the SLV happening? When's the Nu Skin convention? When's the regional? If you take your if you show up for work every day at 8, then why don't you take your Nu Skin businesses seriously? Because if you're not building your dream, you're selling someone else's dream, and you're never going to get ahead. And think about that. And events are leverage. You don't need to do anything. You need to invite them. So look at your calendar. Ask yourself how committed you are. What events are you going to? And it will change your life, it will change your business, and it will change your team. Thank you, guys. We love you.
Come on.